Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I made a video, so thank you so much for your support and everybody that's been watching still. I hope to make more videos a little bit more frequently, but today we're going to be making some bookmarks. For those of you that don't know, I make bookmarks and other beaded related items and sometimes crochet and knit items for my Etsy shop. So I did end up getting a few orders, and I apologize in advance because these were not made together. I ended up filming one video and then I ended up getting another order right at the end of the video, so I thought I would combine them. But today I'm going to talk about this girl. This is Lucky. I just wanted to share her story and how she came to be a part of my family. A few months ago, I was inside my bathroom and I heard like a tiny meow, and it sounded like it was right outside my bathroom window. But every time I looked out there, I couldn't find her, didn't see her anywhere. And then later I was in my kitchen and I heard her like underneath the floorboards in my kitchen. So pretty much I knew that she was underneath the crawl space in my house. Another week went by and then I began to hear a separate meow, so then I knew that there was at least 2 kittens down there. And at this point, I began to get concerned. It was pretty hot outside. It was upwards of 116 degrees, and I really hadn't seen any mama cats coming in to feed her or anything like that. And it doesn't help that I have 3 dogs in my front yard that tend to chase off any sort of animal that comes around. So about another week went by and I was only hearing 1 meow again, and yeah, I started to feel pretty anxious about that. I asked my husband to go underneath the house and find them. So he used like a sneak camera that electricians use to look behind the walls, and he put that underneath the house, and he ended up seeing a tiny kitten with a bunch of gunk caked onto its face. So he went crawling underneath the house, the brave man that he is, with all the spiders and other insects. And in about 10 minutes, he brought a kitten inside. Her condition was pretty bad. She had so much dirt piled onto her eyes and they were completely closed and caked shut. I tried using a wet towel compress to get it off, but it wasn't working. My husband told me that the moment that he was down there and she heard him, she ran straight towards him. There was like no hesitation, no let's run and hide or anything like that. She was desperate and she ran straight to him, and he did find another kitten down there that unfortunately had passed away. And I felt so terrible about it. You know, like I'd been hearing them meow, and I feel like I failed the other cat, you know what I mean? But I did have some bottles on hand for this exact situation back from when I used to raise rabbits, which if you're interested in hearing about, let me know and I can tell you that story. But anyways, I prepared a tiny bottle for her, and as soon as I gave it to her, she chewed right through the nipple. She basically ate that little piece of plastic off the top of the nipple, and she was not sucking at all. She was just chewing. So I thought maybe she's a little bit older than what I'm thinking. So I went to plan B and I gave her the wet cat food that I have for my elderly cat, and she ate all of that. As soon as she was done eating, I began working on her eyes. I used a hot compress and continually got it wet to soften the cement-like stuff that had been on her face and on her eyes. And it took about 2 hours, but I was finally able to clear her eyes. And this is the point that I realized she was also sick. Her nose was really runny. I figured her eyes were probably had a lot of discharge. So that's why all the dirt just continually got stuck on her face and became cement-like, you know? And once I finally got her eyes open, I was actually kind of devastated because I feel like I had worked so hard to get all this stuff off of her, and just to find out that her eyes looked to be pretty damaged. She couldn't see very well. She was running into everything as she was chasing after me anytime she was walking around the house. And I realized, you know, this damage might not get better. She could be blind. She was also cross-eyed, but her eyes were such a pretty bright blue, but the rest of her eyes were very red, and, you know, they didn't look too good. But I know that the cross-eyed thing is kind of common along kittens, especially when they first open up their eyes, so I was kind of hopeful that her eyes would straighten out as she got older. Back to the order real quick. I always give everybody 3 stickers for every order, and this ribbon bookmark right here is a freebie. She only ordered the pink and white flower ones, but I'm just so grateful for the orders that I usually give a bunch of free gifts. So yeah, I'm just going through picking out some stickers. I do get these stickers off Amazon. I think that they're, I can't remember who the artist is, but I decided to use this cat on top of a stack of books for this order since Lucky was such a big part of making the order. So yeah, just know that this black cat right here represents Lucky and her story. Alright, so back to Lucky. But at this point, there wasn't anything else that I could really do besides take her to the vet, which isn't really an option for me because of the cost. I'm not a person that encourages others to adopt animals when they can't afford to, but you know, I wasn't also seeking to do that, but I also wasn't going to let her die because I couldn't afford the vet either. After the first day, I had become mama cat. I was feeding her every 3 to 4 hours, waking up in the middle of the night, cleaning her butt every time she ate, to help her to go poop and pee, because if you don't know, the mama cat usually cleans the babies after nursing to help stimulate them to go to the bathroom. So anyways, by day 3, I figured she was about 3 or 4 weeks old. Too young for a bath, but essential because she was flea infested. And I have other animals in the home and children, so I wasn't really willing to risk a flea infestation. I was careful with the warm water temperatures and worked fast, and I was giving her a warm bath with Dawn dish soap every 10 to 12 hours just to break up the flea life cycle because she's too young for the medicine. So anyways, after the first bath, I was kind of amazed because when she first came in the house, she was like a reddish brown color. And after her first bath, she was practically white. In the second bath, she was pure white with a tiny bit of graying on her paws. As she's getting older now, she's about 3.5 months, her back and her legs are beginning to gray a bit more, and she looks like a Siamese cat. She's not quite a long-haired Siamese because they're a little bit darker and have way longer hair, but she looks like a mix, you know, between regular Siamese and long-haired Siamese. Anyways, all the baths were successful and she no longer had fleas, but as soon as she was old enough, all the animals in my house got a dose because, you know, just in case. About a week went by and I thought, you know, I'm going to name her Tulip because she was like a little flower, cute, small, and fragile. But my husband insisted, since he crawled underneath the house, he gets to name her, which I couldn't really argue to that. So he went classic with the name. She was lucky to be alive, so her name was Lucky. Which is also very funny because everybody in my house just calls her baby cat. But back to the story. Remember how I said she was sick when she came in the house? My other cats caught the sickness as well. They all had runny noses and leaky eyes, which scared me quite a bit because I have an elderly cat with hyperthyroidism. She struggles with her health. If any of you guys have watched any of my other videos, you might have seen her. She likes the plastic packaging that all my beads come in, so she's always helping me unbox them on camera. Anyways, they all got sick. But luckily it cleared up in about a week, although my other cat, Prue, still has not gained back her meow. She sounds like she's been smoking 2 packs a day her entire life. But other than that, they're all happy, healthy, and Prue and Lucky are pretty good friends. They like to cuddle a lot. The elderly cat Nala tolerates Lucky, but she tends to kind of just stay around her people instead of around the other animals. My dogs have adopted her as well. They drive me nuts playing together, constantly being loud and play fighting. In the video earlier, you may have noticed that Lucky bit me several times. She is a biter. I'm working on the behavior, but I know with some kittens that don't have litter mates, they tend to bite a little bit more, and it's kind of been a struggle. You know, when she bites me, it actually hurts. So we'll see what's going on with that. But it has been about 2 weeks since I actually filmed this video. And I can say that there's been some improvement in her and a little less biting. So I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully she continues to calm down. You may have also noticed that she can see quite well now. She was messing around with the bookmarks and the stickers and everything. She can totally see everything's good. Her eyes are healthy. At least they appear to be healthy. And I'm no longer concerned that she's blind at all. But yeah, that's the story of Lucky and how she came into my home and how we have a new pet that loves to cuddle and also bite. But we're so happy to have her, the baby cat. Thank you for listening to Lucky's story. But yeah, I'll get back into the bookmarks and explain a little bit about what's going on. I'm just packaging up my bookmarks here. I feel like this is the most efficient way for me to pack them. I could just put them in a little cellophane bag, but it seems like not cute when you open it, you know, just have a little cellophane bag and a bookmark in there that's like all crumpled down at the bottom. So I do it this way with the little ties, but they are a pain to get into the cardboard backing. If any of you guys are interested in checking out my Etsy shop, I do have a link down in the description, as well as a special YouTube coupon code. So yeah, make sure that you grab that before you head over, just in case you decide to get something. I found the easiest way for the ribbon bookmarks is to just tape them. For a while I was using the little twist ties, but I don't know, it just seemed easier to tape it. So that's what I did with this one. And then for the packaging, I know you guys seen me rip out the pages in the book. I like to reuse things, you know, recycle them as best I can. And also you can see how many orders. One day it's a goal to get through this entire book. You can see how many orders I've gotten by the page numbers. It's 2 pages per item, I guess that's how you would say that. But my goal is to eventually get all the way through this book. So yeah, this is my wrapping that I do, and then I package everything up at the end. I'm gonna add in some calm music, and you guys can enjoy watching my work if you so choose to stay for the rest of the video. And then I will be back at the end to talk a little bit more about some of the orders that I'm doing. Okay, I'll see you then. As I just finished up this package, I decided that I was going to introduce some new freebies because I do plan on adding these scrunchies to my shop. So I figured I can start passing them out in orders as freebies and maybe help encourage people to come check out my shop and buy these scrunchies. So I'll be making some fall inspired scrunchies on my Addy machine. If you guys are interested in learning about this machine, there is tons of videos on YouTube, but I will make some for you if you wish it. Just go ahead and put in the comments if you're interested. So this first portion here is waste yarn. The second color will be the actual scrunchie color. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in the color cinnamon something. I already forgot it, even though I just seen it on the screen. But I really do like the color of this yarn and the way it turns out in a scrunchie. It just looks so fall. I've been waiting for fall all year. It's my favorite time of the year. It reminds me of when my husband and I first started dating. So we are putting on more waste yarn so we can cast off, and then I will put the scrunchie in after this. Just stretching my work here, making sure that I don't have any stitches that already fell off or anything like that. And then I'll flip it inside out. And then add the scrunchie or the hair tie. And then I'll close up both sides and crochet the ends together. Now that all the ends are crocheted together, I will go ahead and hide my tails, and this is the finished scrunchie. Now I'm repackaging the order with the scrunchie and the slip sheet, which I forgot to include in the original. And everything does fit nice in this packaging, so I'm not sure why my camera turned to the side like this, so I do apologize for that. That's a little frustrating, but you still get to see me package everything, so that's cool. Order 1 is done, and now it's time to work on order 2. This second order is a lily flower order, a white one, and then I handmade a little wire wrapped flower with beads for the freebie. I do use a tutorial from, I think her channel's called Back to Earth Creations. She made this little flower, and I just thought it would look so cute on the end of a dangle bookmark. But I will put a link in the description to her channel if you want to go watch that wire wrap video or any of her other wire wrap tutorials. She's actually really great. I've been learning a lot from her. For most of my bookmarks, I do 6 crystals on this little chain. And all the materials that I use, if you guys are interested in making your own instead of purchasing one of mine, I will link all of them down, and they will be affiliate links. So just a heads up for that. I would earn a very small commission, but it would be no extra cost to you if you purchase through those links. These little white beads down here are moonstone, and I can't remember what these pink ones are called. I think they're called sunstone. They're like a orangey pink. You just use 6 of these beads and then 1 of the white ones to make the small little flower. And then you kind of just curve it up here and do some looping, trying to make it look like a good little circle. So the pink ones will be your little flower petals, and the white is the center part of your flower. And before I finish this loop, I am adding it on to the end of the chain. This way we don't have to deal with any of the jump rings coming loose. It'll just be a closed loop, so it cannot come off the chain unless the wire itself breaks, which is pretty sturdy. And then I'll just finish wrapping and making it a little bit more chunky and less uniform. And now I will use a jump ring and attach it to the shepherd's bookmark. And there we have it. A nice little wire wrap flower bookmark. Oh, and this order was also a gift. The purchaser marked it as a gift through Etsy, so I went ahead and wrote out a little special note to her that was signed and hearted by her friend, which I thought was really sweet. She said that it was for a white elephant gift, so I went ahead and picked out some really cute stickers, at least some of the ones that I thought were my favorites or ones that I would really like to receive, and I gave them to her since it was a gift. I really love this chicken one right here, and I love it so much that I just can't give it to anybody. These are the 3 that I chose, and opening up my book here, I am now on chapter 10, which is super exciting, and page 44. And a little clap for myself because that is very exciting for me. And now I'll go ahead and wrap these up. These earring backings are brand new, so I should have an unboxing video for those and all my other beads that I got with that same order. I think the longest part of the videos, like time consuming wise, is editing. I cannot believe how much editing goes into making the videos. It's incredible. So for all the people that have been doing this for a long time, I applaud you. So nearly done. This is a book that I always choose to write out my notes, and I'm at the bottom there's scripture that I usually, try to handpick for the order, and I went ahead and went with this one. And it says, "The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." And that's Deuteronomy 31:8. And this was 2 Bristol from Ali. And I'll go ahead and make another scrunchie for this order and add it in there because why not? By the way, these scrunchies take about 20 minutes to make. I think the longest time that you're going to be spending on them is at the end when you're crocheting the ends together to close it all up. That takes a little bit amount of time because you have to be very careful about not missing any stitches, otherwise all your work is going to just come undone. And this is my husband here. He just wanted to come by and say hi and give me a thumbs up. I find that unraveling the waste yarn is so satisfying, but it's also a little scary because you know that if you miss a stitch at all, once this waste yarn is gone, that stitch could potentially fall before you catch it, and then you have to restart your whole project or work very hard to try to put it back on. So I'm packaging this up, and I have the shipping label over there to the left. Husband's checking out the scrunchie. I'm very excited to get these orders out. And these two, I will ship them out. Well, I shipped them out the next day after making the video. Oh, and here's Lucky. This was taken just a few days ago. And she's sleeping. She loves to sleep on clothes and hide underneath the clothes. It's very funny. And this is my cat, Prue. This is her favorite spot to sleep, up here on the couch. And then over here, this is my cat, Nala, in just a second. She's very strange. And she was the first cat that I ever got. I love her so much. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, bye.